Am I the jerk for wanting to end things with my boyfriend over a comment he made after my mom's funeral? I'm 26 and my boyfriend is 33. Dating 3 years and living together for 2 years. We both work full-time and are paid about the same salary. My mom recently passed, unexpectedly just held the funeral a couple days ago. I've taken a month off, may take another. I need this extra month to be able to handle the estate and help take care of my elderly dad, during which I'm thankfully being paid in full. So I'm spending a lot of time at home and in bed. I had a lot of work to do for her funeral, so I busied myself with that, as well as cooking all of our meals and taking care of everything at home. To be fair, not dissimilar from when I was working full-time. My partner was able to take a few off when my mom passed and is now back at work full-time. I think he resents leaving me in bed every morning. He made a comment at dinner after the funeral after a couple of drinks, which really upset me. He commented that he'd like to leave a little early since he had work at 6 a.m. the next morning, which of course I said is fine. But he made a comment about how some of us can't stay in bed all day. He was smiling as though he was joking. He swears like a sailor, so I don't think he meant it to come across as biting as it did, but I felt so humiliated. I snapped back, yes, stay in bed and think about our dead mom all day under my breath. I don't think he or anyone else heard what was exchanged, but I couldn't shake it off. For context, before she passed, I had missed several days of work while I processed what was happening. We went each day not knowing if she'd wake up, a roller coaster of bad news, slightly better news, then terrible news. This means while I'm being paid now, I lost about $500 from unpaid time off, which has obviously knocked our finances. However, only in the sense that I'm still paying for a lot of things, but stressing and worrying as I see my credit being chipped away. I finally started asking him to pay for half of the groceries. I'd been doing this all myself for 2 years, because the cost of living has gotten so much worse, and even that feels like pulling teeth. Further context, which is why I'm so hurt about 6 months into our relationship. The business he worked for closed down, he was made redundant, and I financially supported both of us with help from his parents for a couple months. I never complained or made him feel small for it. How do I even go about this? It's awful enough losing my mom. After that comment, I feel so misunderstood and disrespected that I'm reconsidering the whole relationship. This isn't the first time I've struggled with how he speaks to me. He just says, it's how he is, and he doesn't mean it. So am I the jerk for wanting to end things with my boyfriend over a comment he made after my mom's funeral? Am I the jerk for taking my daughter and cutting off my parents without telling them? I, an 18 female, decided to bring my almost 5-year-old daughter with me, 5 hours away from my parents. I need to know if I went too far. When I was 12, I was SA'd by a family member who was 17 and I became pregnant. My parents were pro-life and forced me to keep the baby even when I begged them not to. I gave birth at 13 and bled a lot. I had a hemorrhage and they performed a C-section and hysterectomy on me. I had a daughter, and when I was told I would never have kids again, I hated my parents so much for it. They made me suffer over something that was preventable. They decided to lie to neighbors and friends about how the baby was conceived, saying that I was sleeping around. I got bullied in my neighborhood and at school with kids calling me mommy and making fun of my C-section scar. I lost a lot of friends because of it. There were rumors that I had STDs from sleeping around, and I probably didn't even know who the father was. The father of my daughter, he faced no trouble for the assault. When his family heard about him impregnating me at 12, they moved to a different place and changed everything. I don't care to ever see them again, and I'm glad they left me alone. My parents decided to take care of my daughter and ignored me. The only good thing they gave me was therapy. At one point, I used to hate my daughter for causing me this pain, but in therapy, my hatred shifted more towards my parents. They knew that for my height, age, and weight, I could have died giving birth, and they didn't care at all. She was innocent in this, and I didn't want my daughter to be raised by abusive, narcissistic parents. I didn't want them to take away my motherhood. I didn't want her to have generational trauma. So, when I turned 18, I found my aunt on social media, who is estranged from my parents, and she offered for my daughter and me to live with her. I have legal rights over my daughter. My parents didn't have any rights. They were more like caregivers. One night, while my parents were asleep, I was already packed up along with my daughter. My aunt came and drove us to her place, and she's paying for my college fund too. And I decided to take a gap year to adjust to this new place. My daughter is adjusting well. She said that she misses my parents. I think we'll be fine. She loves my aunt's dogs so much and would cuddle with them. She's going to kindergarten, and pickups are only for me and my aunt. I told one of my friends who was with me through it all, and she told me that it's kind of heartless that I disappeared without even giving my parents a note or something. She told me I could probably cause them an aneurysm because I disappeared like that. Maybe I should have told them. I thought I was doing the right thing by leaving, but my own friend who was with me through thick and thin is telling me that I should have given them some type of note. I kind of feel bad. I have always had empathy for people who were horrible to me except for my abuser, but now I'm scared they might try to find me and take my daughter, or try to turn everyone against me again. I've never parented, so I could be bad at it, but my aunt is helping me. I'm also scared my parents might pass out or something bad if my and my daughter's leaving caused that. Thinking about it is making me more paranoid. So, am I the jerk? Update. I decided to block that friend out of my life. They knew what I went through and chose to worry about my parents instead. That's not happening. I filed a report to confirm that I am safe and my daughter is safe, so they can't file missing reports and waste everyone's time. The thing is, my parents don't know where I am. They could be thinking that I am at a friend's house or a shelter, etc. They were never close to my aunt and don't know where she is at all. My aunt private her social media. She was pro-choice and never agreed with my parents' values, but she decided not to take any action because it didn't affect her life until the pregnancy happened. She ended up getting really upset when I gave birth and she cut them off and moved away. It's basically been like this for a long time. I'm doing fine and my daughter sleeps in the same bedroom as me. For people saying that this is fake, you are literally the reason why people are too scared to speak out. My focus is on my daughter now, and if my parents find me, we will get a restraining order against them. Am I the jerk for not moving my car and disrupting an autistic student's ritual? I, 48 female, have a daughter, 15 female, who just had knee surgery. When she returned to school, she was in a full leg brace and using crutches. On her first day back to school, I got to the parking lot early to get a spot in the pickup zone because I knew she was in pain and also would need assistance getting in and out of the car. I was parked there a couple of minutes when someone knocked on my window. I opened it and a mom said, "I need you to move your car." I asked why, and she explained that she always parks in that spot because her autistic son has a ritual with the fire hydrant there, and that's the only place he will go to be picked up. I responded that I would not move and explained to her my situation. She then repeatedly insisted that I had to move, and when I continued to refuse, she said she would report me. Admittedly, her son did come out to the fire hydrant and then tried to get into my car. I noticed as I was trying to redirect him, and I do work with autistic adults, so I have some techniques of my own, that the mom was standing some distance back with one of the special ed teachers just watching. It felt like they were waiting for me to make some sort of egregious error. I did redirect him with the help of another kid who seems to know him, and I got my daughter into the car. She was in tears from the pain, and we left. The next day, I was not there quite so early, so I did not get that same spot. But the special ed teacher made a point of coming over and explaining to me how my lack of kindness had fully disrupted the young man's ritual, confused him terribly, and caused him to try to elope at school that day. So should I have just moved my car? Edit. My daughter had already been out 10 days and had wanted to return to school and had doctor's clearance. It was just a bit too much even with the assistance she was provided. Day 2. I also got into the pickup zone, just not that spot. If I'd left the pickup zone the first day, I would have been shunted out of the parking lot and around the school into the line, which would have taken an additional 10 to 15 min. So am I the jerk for not moving my car and disrupting an autistic student's ritual? Am I the jerk for responding to my husband's threat to leave with "all right, bye"? Me, female 25, and my husband. Male 25 had a massive argument. We've been together for 5 years and currently have a 2-year-old. To preface, we both told we wouldn't be able to have kids, and somehow it happened. Knowing this, I told him when I found out I was pregnant, if he wanted out, he could. I'd take full responsibility and wouldn't ask him for any help or money if he decided to back out now. He decided to stay. Here we are now with a 2-year-old just entering her tantrum years. He can't handle it. He gets easy frustrated with her and wants to use his size to control her. Now, if she's hurting herself, I get the tight hug, right? He's also upset that she prefers me. He's upset he has to work 50 hours a week and I work 20 part-time. I gave up my career when I had my daughter. We both agreed. Daycare wasn't something we wanted to do. Not to mention financially, we couldn't make the numbers work. He's upset. He has to come home every day after work, instead of going out with friends. He's upset he doesn't get to play video games anymore. He's upset that the house is a mess and I need his help doing laundry. He's upset I don't sleep with him anymore. He's upset that we live at my parents' house again, financial, and they help with free childcares. The only reason we even moved in with them was because he assured me his mom would be able to cover half the rent of a house. Mind you, she was homeless with her other 18-year-old son. Well, she didn't, and we got evicted. I handle literally everything in the house and with our daughter. He gets to play with her and brings home a paycheck. Anyways, I feel like I married a loser. And I'm disappointed because I didn't see it before. Am I overthinking this? Does it really take men longer to figure their stuff out? Is it worth trying to save it? Am I just upset with my lack of boundaries? Am I the jerk for responding to my husband's threat to leave with "all right, bye"? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit stories. All rights belong to the original author. This video is for narration or entertainment purposes only.